all these dreams are yours as well. And the only distinction between me and you is that I can articulate them. And that is what poetry or painting or literature or filmmaking is all about. It's as simple as that. And I make films because I have not learned anything else. And it is my duty, because this might be the inner chronicle of what we are, and we have to articulate ourselves, otherwise we would be cows in a field.
Inside of each one of us is a well of consciousness, vivid images that we can only dream of bringing to life. They contain so much color and detail that it would take decades for our skillful hands to catch up. Have you ever felt like your mind was pregnant with so much ideas that it manifested itself physically as a blistering headache? Or how about becoming depressed out of nowhere for 2 weeks, only to find out it's because you couldn't put pen to paper?
I know my story because I see it.
The ideas that occupy our minds show up as if they were stars in the sky. With how fast-paced today's day is, we oftentimes suffer from light pollution. It's not as easy as just diagnosing yourself as a non-creative or artistic person, because you never truly know until you clear out all the smog blocking you from seeing your stars. That's when I look at somebody like David Lynch and how he was able to pull inspiration by simply spending time with himself.
Transcendental meditation. It's a simple, easy, effortless technique, yet supremely profound, that allows any human being to dive within, experiencing subtler levels of mind and intellect, and transcend and experience this ocean of pure consciousness.
We rely heavily on rationality and things making sense before we partake in any form of action. Even when we sit down to create something, we approach it like a scientific equation rather than sitting down like we're a kid in a state of play. Recently, I've fallen in love with art and the nature of it. I look at people like Goethe or Basquiat or Picasso, and then I listen to people like David Lynch, rest in peace, and Werner Herzog. Some of them you could just look at their art and tell that they were childlike, and then others you can read and listen to and understand that they approach art in the truest form. I'm a person who is very anxious and needs to overthink everything before I do anything. And this has gotten me into a lot of trouble because I go through a lot of bouts where I don't write, I don't move, I don't draw, I do nothing. It's almost like I subtly made a pact with myself that I have to make something or else I get depressed. I didn't necessarily sign up for it, but I guess I got enlisted without me knowing. So I'm not saying it's life or death, but it definitely does impact my well-being, so I can't afford to be lazy or be off the mark. I gotta keep moving. I still haven't figured out why that is, that you get physical symptoms because you haven't been able to put out works, and I don't think I need to understand it. I can just live with it and abide by it. Because what's the downside of it? Oh no, I get to be more productive and do things that bring me deep fulfillment. Sue me. Whether you stare at a painting, read poetry, or watch a movie like a David Lynch film, some things deeply resonate with people at a certain time. It's not something that you can predict or calculate or use the algorithm to your benefit. Sometimes just putting out work that's innate to you, the only thing you can do is hope that you find someone else who shares that same innateness. If something simply doesn't click with me, I leave it at that. If something does click with me, I don't need to analyze as to why it does. It's one of the few times in my day where I can operate purely off of feeling alone, which is not normal because feeling doesn't get you your bills paid, it gets you broken up with and put out on the street. So you can't really afford to be like this hipster monk who just like paints all day in front of the mountain ranges. But even if it's just for an hour a day, it's proven to be very therapeutic, especially if you think of yourself in any form as a creative person. The point of it is to bring color back into your day, a true deep fulfillment that you get without any of the extra results needing to be there. Just by you simply engaging in the creative act, you can benefit. No matter how many views, no matter how much money comes of it, it's as if you can be happy with little. And then of course once you master that, you can take over the world or whatever, but I'm gonna leave that up to you.